Time now for the Muletrain News Program on this Thursday, June the 12th, 2025. Brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Church service for Ronnie Dent, 81 of Lubbock, formerly of Muleshoe, is scheduled for this morning at 11 a.m. Thursday, June the 12th at the Muleshoe Church of Christ with John Knox of Lubbock officiating. Burial will follow in the Muleshoe Memorial Park Cemetery. Ronnie passed away peacefully Friday, June the 6th in Lubbock. He was born July the 29th, 1943 in Littlefield to Lavoyd Chubby and Pansy Banks Dent. He married Regina Hawkins in Muleshoe, February the 21st, 2015. Ronnie owned and operated Dent and Company from 1977 until 2005. He lived a full and meaningful life marked by love, faith, and devotion to his family and the Lord. He will be remembered for his steady presence, warm heart, and unwavering faith and love for his family. His legacy lives on through the many lives he touched, and the family he will carry his memory forward. Ronnie was a member of the Milwaukee Church of Christ in Lubbock. He is preceded in death by his first wife of 52 years, Peggy, his parents, Chubby and Pansy, a sister and her husband, Janelle and Bob Price, two brothers and their wives, Mike and Agnes Dent, and Tuffy and Nellene Dent. Ronnie is survived by his loving wife, Regina, a son, Monty Dent, and his wife, Debbie, of Denver, Colorado, his daughter, Michelle Rader, of Round Rock, Texas. He was a proud stepfather of two stepsons, Jason Clarkson and his wife Anna of Muleshoe, and Jared Clarkson and his wife Callie of Liberty Hill, Texas. A stepdaughter, Audra Caldwell, and her husband Michael of Shallowater. He is also survived by a sister, Beth Moody, and her husband Eddie of Abilene, a brother, Dale Dent, and his wife Mary Jo of Traverse City, Michigan. 11 grandchildren survive him: David Dent, Kayla Dent, Colton Clarkson, Wesley Clarkson and his wife Caitlin, Trey Clarkson, Taylor Clarkson, Andrew Clarkson, Ryan Clarkson, William Caldwell, Cade Caldwell, and Brennan Caldwell, and two great-grandchildren also survived Ronnie. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Muleshoe Senior Center, P.O. Box 292, Muleshoe, Texas 79347. Online condolences can be made at www.ellisfuneralhomes.com. And repeating funeral services are going on right now this Thursday morning for Ronnie Dent, 81 of Lubbock, formerly of Muleshoe. Church services 11 a.m. Thursday morning, June the 12th, this morning at the Muleshoe Church of Christ with John Knox of Lubbock officiating. Burial will follow in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. Please keep his wife Regina and all of his large family on your prayer list today. Ronnie will be very, very much missed. He was a great guy and a bedrock of the Muleshoe community. Church service for Ramon Sanchez Mora Sr., 84 of Muleshoe, was held last week, Thursday morning, June the 5th, at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church here in Muleshoe, with Father Nahum Lopez officiating. Burial was in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. Ramon died Saturday, May the 31st in Muleshoe. He was born November 21st, 1940 in Palos Altos, Jalisco, Mexico, to Miguel and Maria de Jesus Sanchez Mora. He married Maria de Refugio Sanchez in Jalisco, Mexico, on June the 14th, 1960. Ramon was a carpenter and loved being a woodworker. He also enjoyed gardening and playing soccer. Ramon was a storyteller and loved singing and songwriting. He knew the value of hard work and instilled that in his family, the importance of a good work ethic. Ramon was a member of the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church here in Muleshoe. He is preceded in death by his parents, two sisters, Maria del Refugio Mora and Guadalupe Sanchez, two brothers, Ignacio Sanchez Mora and Juan Sanchez Mora. Ramon is survived by his wife, Maria, four sons, Ramon Sanchez Mora Jr. and his wife, Noemi, of Muleshoe, Jose Sanchez Mora and his wife, Laura, Also of Muleshoe, Miguel Sanchez Mora of Muleshoe, and Hector Sanchez Mora and his wife Ingrid of Muleshoe. 4 daughters, Mina Samiango and her husband Miguel of Earth, Maria Sanchez Mora of Muleshoe, Blanca Velasquez and her husband Oscar of Amarillo, Rebecca Sanchez and James Perez of Muleshoe. 3 sisters, Soledad Sanchez of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Elena Sanchez of Jalisco, Mexico, Rosario Sanchez of Jalisco, and 12 grandchildren survive him, 3 great-grandchildren, and numerous nieces and nephews. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Muleshoe Meals on Wheels program, 300 South 1st Street, Suite 110, Muleshoe, Texas 79347. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com on their website. Please keep the family of Ramon Sanchez Mora Sr., 84 of Muleshoe, on your prayer list. Again, his funeral was held last week at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church. Church service for Kenny Heathington, 79 of O'Donnell, was held last week on Thursday morning, June 5th, at the First Baptist Church in O'Donnell, with Pastor Taylor Wood of O'Donnell officiating. Burial followed in the O'Donnell Cemetery. Kenny died Sunday, June the 1st, 2025, in Lubbock. He was born May 10th, 1946, here in Muleshoe, to Ferris and Hattie Faye Gardenhire Heathington. He married Pam Roberts in Post on April the 2nd, 2011. Kenny was a farmer at heart, but he also sold crop insurance. He loved to travel and especially enjoyed taking his Jeep on many trails. Kenny was a family man. He loved spending time with his children and grandchildren. He is preceded in death by his parents, 2 brothers, Willard Heathington and Aubrey Heathington. Kenny is survived by his wife Pam, 4 daughters, Christy Berry and husband Brian of Lubbock, Joey Gattaca of Lubbock, Chandy Heathington and Amy Thomas of Lubbock, Angie Taylor and her husband Benny of Borden County, 7 grandchildren, Mark Vaughn, Matthew Vaughn, Chris Craig, Corey Craig, Caden Vaughn, Phelan Berry, and Bella Taylor. 2 great-grandchildren survive him as well, Colin Vaughn and Beckham Vaughn. And repeating church service for Kenny Heathington, who was raised here in Muleshoe, 79 of Muleshoe of O'Donnell, was held last week, Thursday, June the 5th, at the First Baptist Church in O'Donnell. Please keep the Heathington family on your prayer list today. Chapel service for Juan Flores, 65 of Muleshoe, was held last week on Tuesday, June 3rd, at the Ellis Funeral Home Chapel, with Pastor Doroteo Barone of Muleshoe officiating. Burial followed in the Bailey County Cemetery. Juan died Monday, May the 26th, here in Muleshoe. He was born September the 4th, 1959, in Mercedes, Texas, to Juan Antonio and Justa Rodriguez Flores. Juan farmed his whole life and helped deliver calves. He was an avid fan of the Philadelphia Eagles. He also loved music and listening to Casey Kasem's American Top 40. Juan liked watching basketball, walking in the park, and looking at new and old Chevy pickups. He loved McDonald's coffee and lemon water. One of Juan's favorite things to do was spending time with his nieces and nephews. He is preceded in death by his parents. Juan is survived by 2 sisters, Diana Gallegos and her husband Leonardo of Muleshoe, Librada Hernandez and her husband Oscar, also of Muleshoe, 4 brothers, Tony Flores and his wife Eva of Lubbock, Abelino Flores and his wife Sally of Carlsbad, New Mexico, Leroy Flores of Earth, and Rudy Flores of Palm Springs, California. He is survived by 9 nieces, 3 nephews, and 10 great-nieces, 16 great-nephews, and 2 great-great-nieces. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Muleshoe Meals on Wheels program, 300 South 1st Street, Suite 110, Muleshoe, Texas 79347. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. Please keep the family of Juan Flores in your prayer list today. Well, there will be a big, important meeting at the First Baptist Church. I urge all of you that are interested to attend, as all are welcome, to the Cyber Threat Seminar. Come learn strategies on avoiding internet, texting, and phone scams. This will be Thursday, June the 26th at the First Baptist Church Fellowship Hall here in Muleshoe. 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Lunch will be served at 11:30 after the seminar. Everyone is welcome. You can call if you have any questions. The First Baptist Church office at 806-272-4224. You can email them as well at fbcmule@fbcmuleshoe.org. That's a cybersecurity seminar. Everyone in the Muleshoe area is welcome to attend. Come learn strategies on avoiding internet, texting, and phone scams. You know, you just hear about someone new every day that you know here in the Muleshoe area being scammed by a Facebook scam, a phone scam. And so this is a great seminar hosted by First Baptist Church here in Muleshoe. Stacy and all of his staff and the church invite everyone to come Thursday, June 26th to the First Baptist Church Fellowship Hall, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Lunch will be served after the seminar at 11:30. If you have any questions, again, call 806-272-4224 or email fbcmule@fbcmuleshoe.org. What a great community service, this cybersecurity seminar hosted June 26th by the First Baptist Church here in Muleshoe. Well, it is time now for the weather forecast here for the Muleshoe area. And I tell you what, we've had a nice, mild spring getting here as we get close into the summer months so far. As through June 11th here at the National Weather Service station in our backyard at Channel 6, our average high has only been 84 degrees for the month of June. Our average low has been 57 degrees. So far in the month of June, we've been very fortunate. 1 inch and 35/100ths here in Muleshoe, and so far not any really bad hail here in town or tornadoes, as there's been quite a few tornadoes and really damaging hail and wind gusts all throughout the eastern New Mexico, South Plains, Panhandle region of Texas. But we've been real lucky here in town with only 1 inch and 35 of rain and very, very little hail. Most of that rain came on this past Monday, as that late evening we got 51/100, so right above half an inch. And then June the 5th and 6th, we got 79/100ths between those 2 days, which totals our 1 inch and 35. For May 2025, here at the National Weather Service station, we got 2 inches and 46/100ths, which is a great average month of May. The Earth mesonet did much better. It's up to the east of us and the north a little bit, right next to Toke Plant. 3 inches and 62/100ths is what they got out there. The Muleshoe mesonet 2 miles south of town did just about the same as we did here at the house, 2 inches and 42/100ths for the month of May. But we will definitely take it. As you know, it just seems like the last few years our springs have gotten very hot and very dry. So here we're having a very typical spring with lots of thunderstorms, some tornadoes, and damaging hail. But with it all comes the rain, and we're at 1 inch and 35/100 so far for the month of June. It's not going to stay that way, though, I hate to tell you, as we do have some slight chances of rain in the next 48 hours, but then it's going to get very, very hot, and we're going to get more like our normal late spring and summer temperatures. Sunny today on Thursday with a high near 89 degrees, so somewhat warmer. South winds around 10 miles per hour. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Chance of precipitation is 20% this evening, partly cloudy, otherwise with a low around 61. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming east in the evening. Then Friday, again, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the afternoon hours after 1 p.m. Sunny, high near 96 degrees, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, again, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 1 a.m., Partly cloudy, low around 63, and southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. So we'll really heat up on Friday as our high will hit 96 degrees. Saturday, sunny, high near 96 again. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then mostly clear Saturday night, low around 63 degrees. Southeast winds around 10 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny and hot, high near 97 degrees. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy Sunday night, low around 64. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, sunny and hot again, high near 98. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then Monday night, mostly clear, low around 67. Sunny and hot on Tuesday next week, high near 99 degrees. So we're getting right around the century mark by Tuesday next week. Tuesday night, partly cloudy, low around 65. Wednesday, a little bit cooler, mostly sunny, high only around 93 degrees. So we've enjoyed this mild weather that we've got with lots of rain and rain chances in the forecast, but it's not going to stick around as we get into this weekend. We're headed to the upper 90s, so be prepared. Well, time now for a message from our sponsor of our Muletrain news program for today, Leal's Mexican Restaurant, the original Leal's, right here in Muleshoe, 1010 West American Boulevard, where Victor, Debbie, Kika, all their wonderful employees welcome you and remind you they are open again now on Sundays, 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. at the original Leal's. So make it your Sunday tradition. Returns. Go to church and then come and eat a fresh, wonderful Mexican dinner at Leal's, 1010 West American Boulevard. Don't forget they have a full bar along with many mixed drinks, margaritas, along with many selections of beer now available at Leal's in Muleshoe. They have a happy hour every Saturday evening along with live entertainment inside the restaurant. They recently had a car drive through the wall there on the southwest corner of the building and damaged the restroom area, but they are trying to get that up and running, and so please forgive them as they are mitigating the disturbance there at the restaurant and get those restrooms back up and running. But Leal's is open, 1010 West American Boulevard. You are welcome every Sunday. They are open again 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. at the Original Leal's, 1010 West American Boulevard, 806-272-3294. The Muleshoe Area Hospital District is pleased to announce as they have hired a new clinical services personnel director. Liz Chavez, her smiling face, will be now a member of the team at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. She spent 20 years working in the pharmacy at United Supermarkets and is wonderful to work with. Again, Liz Chavez is the new clinical services personnel director at the hospital. Also available to see patients now is Dr. David Warner, MD. He has moved to Muleshoe last year from the Dallas-Fort Worth area and is practicing now at the medical clinic of Muleshoe, 701 South 1st Street. You can make an appointment with Dr. David Warner by calling 806-272-7544. Also new at the medical clinic is nurse practitioner Johnny Roberts, and I dealt with him a month ago or so, and he was wonderful to deal with. He is a new nurse practitioner at the medical clinic of Muleshoe, seeing patients 701 South 1st Street. Again, stop by, or you can call and make an appointment at 806-272-7544. New nurse practitioner Johnny Roberts and Dr. David Warner at the medical clinic of Muleshoe, and Liz Chavez is the new clinical services personnel director at the hospital. Well, lots of new things to see on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. They moved the city council meeting up to the first Monday for June, and we live streamed that Monday, June the 2nd last week. Make sure to hear at the end as the city secretary, Tamara Kane, explains about music in the park, as they're going to have that going on this summer, along with movie in the park. We also filmed the youth fishing day. They had tons of kids show up to the youth fishing day. You can see that in our Meet Your Neighbor for June. And at the end is, of course, all the winners. There are lots of prizes given away to the winners of the largest fish in all the age categories. Youth Fishing Day is our Meet Your Neighbor program brought to you by United Supermarkets. And also they had the first music in the park that followed. It was successful, and you can hear the city secretary talk about the schedule for that, as well as the city water park is up and running, and it is closed every Monday. Then they're open every Tuesday at the Muleshoe Water Park, 1 until 6 p.m. Wednesdays, 1 until 6, and Thursdays, 1 until 6. Fridays, they're open 1 until 7 p.m. Then at 7:30, they'll reopen for teen night until 9 p.m. Saturdays, they're open 1 until 8. And then Sundays, 1 until 6. Again, they're closed every Monday at the Muleshoe Water Park. That's in the northwest corner of the new city park in the middle of Muleshoe. And again, at that youth fishing day, they had 125 kids register for the youth fishing day, which was held this past Saturday. And you can see all of the winners in our video that's part of our Meet Your Neighbor program, brought to you by United Supermarket, free of charge, on demand, on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. Well, last week as well, the First Baptist Church had it. They're very, very successful Vacation Bible School, and they had at a peak around 150 kids show up and around 50 volunteers. And you can see the live stream from this past Sunday at the First Baptist Church, available on demand, free of charge, on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. And hear the children's minister, Ashton Turman, give a report on this last week's very, very successful First Baptist Church Vacation Bible School. Again, they had at a peak one of the days 150 kids show up and over 50 volunteers. It was a great Vacation Bible School hosted by the First Baptist Church here in Muleshoe. Stacy Connor and his staff, Ashton Turman, the new children's minister, and all of the congregants there at First Baptist Muleshoe. Well, I was in a meeting last week at the Muleshoe Methodist Church. Of course, if you don't know, in the last couple of years, lots of changes as the Methodist Church here in Muleshoe left the United Methodist Conference and joined the Global Methodist Conference, and they were talking about, it was David Maracle and Terry and Chuck Smith and Julie Cage, about a wonderful article written in the Friends of the Global Methodist Church Facebook page, and they wanted me to share that with you, and I will read it to you now. John Wesley, and if you don't know, John Wesley is the founder of the Methodist Church, believed that holiness and sanctification were the vital signs of a church alive in the Spirit. For Wesley, these were not optional extras. They were the evidence of genuine Christianity and the fruits of the Holy Spirit's ongoing work. Here's how Wesley framed it. Holiness, this meant more than moral behavior. It was about loving God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Holiness, in Wesley's view, was a life shaped by divine love. It wasn't just about avoiding sin. It was about being filled with the love of God and neighbor, which is the essence of holiness. Sanctification, Wesley emphasized entire sanctification or Christian perfection, not as sinless perfection, but as a heart fully yielded to God. This is the Spirit's work of transforming us from glory to glory, making us more like Christ, not just forgiven, but changed. The church changes the world not by making converts, but by making saints. That's a quote by John Wesley. For Wesley, the Spirit wasn't proven by spectacle or emotion, but by transforming lives, growing love, deepening humility, persistent obedience, and spiritual power rooted in grace. Holiness, sanctification, and the Spirit-led church. Why? Global Methodists believe 2 signs are enough. The world is weary of spectacle and shallow answers. What it longs for is truth with power, love with boldness, and grace with fire. That's not something we manufacture. That's the Spirit's work, and He's willing. From its beginnings, Methodism has been a renewal movement. John Wesley never set out to start a new denomination. He sought to awaken the church, to call it back to the power of the Holy Spirit through lives of holiness and sanctification. For Wesley, the presence of the Holy Spirit wasn't measured by noise, but by fruit. He believed the Spirit's activity was most clearly seen in 2 ways stated earlier. Holiness, a heart filled with love for God and neighbor, free from tyranny of self and sin. Sanctification, the Spirit's ongoing work of transformation, shaping believers more and more into the likeness of Christ. These weren't emotional highs on Sunday performances. They were Spirit-born realities that changed how people lived, served, suffered, and loved. In the early 20th century, the Pentecostal movement emerged with a yearning for revival, tracing its roots to holiness and Methodist traditions. It affirmed holiness and sanctification, but added a 3rd sign of Spirit baptism, speaking in tongues. This became a hallmark for many Pentecostal denominations as the evidence of the Holy Spirit's fullness, but Methodists never required this, not because they doubted the Spirit's power, but because they believed the truest evidence of the Spirit was not in ecstatic speech, but in holy living and transforming character. As Wesley put it, by their fruits you shall know them. Today, in the Global Methodist Church, we still believe in the Spirit is at work, leading a movement marked not by spectacle, but by powerful grace. That's why our mission calls us to worship passionately, love extravagantly, witness boldly. We don't need to chase signs. We need to be signs, living signs to the kingdom, holy love on fire. Come, Holy Spirit, make us the church again. By the unerring Spirit-led, we shall not in the desert stray. We shall not full direction need or miss our providential way, as far from danger, as far as from fear, while love, almighty love, is near. And that was about the Global Methodist Church founded by John Wesley. And you are always welcome to worship with the Muleshoe Methodist Church. Their services begin at 11 a.m. every Sunday morning on 2nd Street here in Muleshoe, and all are welcome. And that was from the Friends of the Global Methodist Church and their Facebook page, and we thought we would share that with you. Of course, if you can't make Sunday mornings at the Muleshoe Methodist Church, you can hear the full service and the message by the pastor, Dave Maccabee. MuleshoeTV.com. Click on the Muleshoe Methodist tab at the top of the page, and you can get all of the Muleshoe Methodist Church's services every Sunday afternoon. We put up that morning's service, and all old ones archived are free of charge on demand to watch as well. MuleshoeTV.com. Again, click on the Muleshoe Methodist tab. Well, we're quickly approaching the 4th of July coming up. The Friday, July the 4th, and a big celebration sponsored by the Muleshoe Chamber of Commerce right here in Muleshoe. Fun for all ages. They'll have a course down Main Street at 10 a.m., the 4th of July Patriotic Parade. They have a little Miss and Mr. Firework pageant at the Courthouse Square, a hot dog eating contest, frog and turtle races, and much, much more. Many vendors will be there around the courthouse on the 4th of July. Friday, July 4th, again, starts at 10 a.m. with the parade down Main Street and back up First Street. And then, of course, at the end of the evening at dark, the Muleshoe Volunteer Fire Department will fire off the big fireworks display in the new city park. We'll be there to film all of the activities on the 4th of July, and it's brought to you by Burton Service Center, Dell Oil Company, High Tech Automotive, Irrigation Pumps and Power, Mohawk Auto Parts, McCormick Seeds, Muleshoe Independent School District, Muleshoe Livestock Auction, Precure Electric, TG Fuels, Bailey County Electric, Barrett Potato Farms, Leal's Tortilla Factory, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications, 5 Area Connect, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, McDonald's Restaurant, and Randall Field CPA will be filming all of the highlights from the 4th of July here in Muleshoe, and all of those local merchants say have a very, very happy 4th of July and a very safe one as well, and celebrate it if you possibly can right here in Muleshoe. Going on Saturday, July the 5th, there will be a 2025 all-school reunion for the Muleshoe schools. They will begin that morning, 9 until 11 a.m. at the Senior Center. Then 1 o'clock, they will take a tour of the Heritage Center. 4 p.m., they have a tour through the Muleshoe High School. And then at 6, they will begin serving a very delicious meal at the MHS Commons area and cafeteria. And you can find an online form. I'm not going to read this whole hypertext link to you, but find it around on Facebook. Just type in Muleshoe All School Reunion into your search bar on Facebook, and you can find the link to that to register online. You can talk to Susan Suddeth or Virginia Bowers locally, as they can help you out. I think Dana Heathington's on that board too, putting on this all school reunion. Again, it's all day Saturday, July the 5th, right here in Muleshoe. Always fun. Well, at the Bailey County Senior Center, Main and Avenue D, they serve lunch, and everyone is welcome. And on the menu, they begin serving at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow on Friday, June 13th. Fish or chicken strips, borracho beans, green peas, tossed vegetable salad, a low-cal French dressing, whole wheat roll, tropical fruit mix. Then Monday, June 16th, beef and bean chili verde, white rice, tossed vegetable salad, low-cal French dressing, unsalted crackers, and fresh cantaloupe. Tuesday, June 17th, spaghetti with meatballs, whole wheat roll, margarine, seasoned spinach, honeydew melon. Wednesday, June 18th, chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, country gravy, stewed okra, seasoned corn, and a pumpkin square. Thursday, June 19th, vegetable beef stew, cornbread, margarine, tossed salad with dressing, orange pineapple cup, diet pumpkin custard, and low-fat milk. Then Friday, June 20th, fish or chicken strips, borracho beans, green peas, tossed vegetable salad, low-cal French dressing, whole wheat roll, and a tropical fruit mix. That's on the menu. Weekdays, beginning at 11:30 a.m., they serve lunch at the Senior Center and available to everyone. And I believe if you're 65 and older, it only costs $3 per plate. Well, you know, the Meals on Wheels program is always in need of volunteers to deliver meals here in the Muleshoe area. It takes less than 1 hour a day to do it, or you can only do it once a month even. Volunteers all needed for all of their routes. Get a friend or a coworker and have an hour of fulfilling fun. You can call Judy Kaufman, who's the head of the Meals on Wheels program. She's in the Bailey County Office of the Aging. She's the director there at 806-272-3647. Or if you want to go and see her in person, go in that south door of the Bailey County Courthouse, and she's your first office right there on the left. If you can't volunteer and help, you You can always send a donation in, as they're looking for monetary donations, as well as they are fully locally funded for the Meals on Wheels program. 300 South First Street, Suite 110. You can mail your check. Muleshoe, Texas 79347. Again, you can call Judy Kaufman, 806-272-3647. The Meals on Wheels program, always in need of volunteers and or donations. Well, on your prayer list, please remember Luis Carlos Saenz. He was severely injured in a workplace accident at Bailey County Electric, and our last report is in University Medical Center in Lubbock. Please remember the Luis Carlos Saenz on your prayer list today, as he is recuperating from a very severe workplace accident in UMC many years ago. I filmed Carlos's wedding, as he is married to Brienne Bach, the former Baca, and they have children as well. And they are a sweet couple, and he is a very good guy. You can also see him every year. He's one of the volunteers that come from Bailey County Electric to do the big egg drop at Dillman Elementary. He's a really nice guy, and please keep him and his family on your prayer list today. Luis Carlos Saenz. Also on your prayer list today, remember Emily Bomer Towson, James Byers, Sandy Chitwood needs to be on your prayer list today. Please remember Bill Crenshaw, who is fighting cancer, and his daughter, Donna Perry, who is caring for him. Remember Joe Bledsoe and Janie Carpenter, Joseph Carpenter, Marion Dooley, Johnny Druseldahl, Dolores Harvey, Chris Johnson, Carol Ring, Janice Snell, Lonnie Spratlin, Ted Trider, Adele Trider, Cliff Black, Darlene Henry, Peggy Seagroves, Linda Lutz, Corey Collins, Helen Cook, Marlene McDonald, Jesse Tarango, Kathy Richards. Keep all these people on your prayer list today. Remember, please, those grieving the recent loss of a loved one, the family of Ramon Sanchez Mora Sr. Remember the family of Ronnie Dent, the family of Kenny Heathington, the family of Juan Flores, the family of Curtis Smith, the family of Robert Smith, the family of Rosemarie Buckner, the family of Craig Kirby, the family of Kay Moncrief needs to be on your prayer list today, as well as the family of Janelle Smith. Keep these families grieving the recent loss of a loved one on your prayers today. Well, it's just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News, brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant. You can hear our latest Muletrain News program along with our older archived ones free of charge on demand on our website, MuleshoeTV.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top center of the page.
I'm Tumbleweed Smith, living where you work. Details in a moment on The Sound of Texas.
The Sound of Texas is brought to you here on MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, with offices in Muleshoe at 610 East American Boulevard, as well as in Morton at 1744 State Highway 114. They're celebrating rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area through Bailey County Electric since 1939. They are owned by the members that they serve. Call 806-272-4504. Check them out online at BCEC.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle, all hope you enjoy this Sound of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
We have 147 employees here. 125 live on property.
Matt Fawkes is assistant manager of the Lajitas Resort.
They say it's an oasis. It's more than that. It's more like home. We're just a big family. Living here is completely different than visiting here. You have to think about how you're going to get your groceries. The nearest grocery store is an hour and a half away. So if people go out of town, we send a group email within all the employees, and if you need a honey-baked ham for Easter, they'll get you a honey-baked ham. And they'll bring it all back and let you know when we come back into town and we can meet. It's a different way of life. I wouldn't want it any other way.
The resort is a popular destination.
You know, it's amazing. We get people from all over the world who come out here, but the remarkable thing is the people who have lived in Texas their entire lives and come out here and had no idea that this part of Texas has the terrain it has, the landscape it has, the environment it has. I mean, we're mountain desert. There's people who live in the outside of Houston and north of there. They've got sand and pine trees, and they come out here and they're shocked. It's amazing.
The Texas mountain country covers a large area and has 100 mountains over a mile high.
There's so much to do out here, and people come and they spend 3-4 days a week and experience everything West Texas has to offer.
Paddleboarding on the Rio Grande has become a popular activity.
This river does not flow that quickly, so stand-up paddleboarding really suits that kind of environment, and you can go out there in the afternoon and just enjoy paddling up and down the Rio Grande, and we'll drop you off at the river and pick you up at the takeout and bring you back up here.
Wildflowers bloom as early as January in the mountain country.
And we had a guy fly out. I met him in the lobby one day and welcomed him to the resort. And I said, "Where y'all from?" He said, "Well, I flew my daughter in from Austin so we could look at the bluebonnets, and we're flying home tomorrow."
The resort has dozens of Palo Verde trees that bloom in the spring.
They're all over the place. They're in the parking lot. They line the boardwalk by the condos and everything. Bright yellow flowers. Gorgeous.
Some visitors go to Mexico.
It's a fun environment to do a lot of different outdoor things.
Matt Fawkes of Lajitas. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.